So from yesterday, which one caused you a problem? Again, you had to do all of these here. Today we're going to not sit with anybody. I don't think it's working out for this class because we're not being real productive. Who can tell me where they had a problem on this one?
With the one that had 2 parentheses?
Like up here, sweetie?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go ahead and look at that, and we will write that over again. In fact, yes, let me do that. So we'll go ahead and do maybe, this one's got the square on it. Let's do the 7A and B. So on the first one, who knows what you would do first? Okay, boys, in focus. So yeah, you're going to do the little parentheses. I'm just going to draw a line here, what I'm going to do first, and then I'm going to bring everything else down. 2, and then the 5, and treat these like a parentheses, but you always work the inner parentheses first. So this in between is a times. So it's going to be 2 times whatever I get. So 8 minus 6 is what?
2.
Is 2. And then, Abinab, maybe put your computer behind you because you don't need it on the desk. Is then, Abinab, what would be the next thing you do? Yeah, you're going to multiply inside the parentheses or brackets, and you leave everything else alone. And 2 times 2 is 4, and this is going to kind of get smaller as you go. And then, who knows the next thing that you would do? Add the parentheses. And when if that's only the single number, I can take away the parentheses or brackets, and it's a multiplication. So 5 plus 4 is 9, and the answer is 18. That is your number 7. And we'll go ahead and look at, didn't we do the number 8 yesterday?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did that one. So the number 7B. All right. Gabriel, what would you do first? Yeah, the inner ones first. So I'm going to leave everything back down on your line paper. And this, by the way, is a times. When the only thing you can squeeze is a little dot, it is a times. So 2 plus 1 is 3. End the bracket. Then, Leanna, what's the next thing you would do on this? Is the 4 times 3. So I'm going to leave this, leave the 20, and minus 4 times 3 is the 12. And the next thing is still we still have parentheses or brackets. So we do that first. 20 minus 12 is 8. And the answer would be what? Is 24. And find those 2 answers. And so we're going to cross off the R. We're going to cross off the 24. And we'll finish this box up. This number 7 box. All right. So on the C, what does 4 to the 3rd power mean?
4 times 4 times 4.
Yeah, it's going to be 4 times 4 times 4. And this 1 to the 8th is going to be, and you don't need to write this 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, you don't need to write this one. You might need to write that one. Anyway, so please, there's no parentheses, excuse exponents. We've got to do both of those first. So on the C, it's going to be 6 plus whatever we get with that 4 to the 3rd minus, what is 1 times 1 times 1 times 1 times 1? It's going to be 8. It's not going to be 8.
1.
It's 1. 1 times 1 is 1 times 1 is 1. Okay, so the only one we have to figure out is this one. 4 times 4 is 16. And then 16 times 4 is going to be 64. And again, you always do it in a linear fashion. Now, the only thing we have is Aunt Sally. You add or subtract whichever comes first from left to right. So 6 plus 64 is 70. Minus 1 is what? Is 69. And let me see. So, now we're going to cross that one off. And then on, okay, I don't have any sharpened pencils, so write with whatever you have. You're normally not supposed to use pen, but use it if that's the only thing you have. And then put your computer behind you. All right, then on the letter D. Okay, so who knows what we do first on the letter D? Yeah, parentheses, please. So I'm going to put that down as 10 to the third minus, I think we already know what 1 to the 8th power is. What's 1 to the 8th power? It's going to be 1. So we can put that. Then, who thinks they know what 10 times 10 times 10 is? It's 1,000. That almost tells you how many zeros. 1, 2. Minus 1, so the answer is 999. That. And so that one gets the letter, the 7 gets the letter L. Yeah, I just needed to see what time it was, and well, does anybody know the time? I think, because we've got to do some of these too. All right, we'll go ahead and let me peek at this. I'm going to say after the test, we're going to do these up here. I'm not crazy about these. You're supposed to find, insert a parentheses to make each true. So I don't know if I want to do that right now. I'll talk to Mr. Chai. We'll decide if we really need to do those. So I'm going to go over, because I don't want to talk tomorrow on the test, which one of these looks the hardest? From what? The word problems are going to be easy. The word problems are easy. She's paid $25 a day and makes tips $15 a day. How much does she make in one day? Well, first tell me. Yeah, she makes this much a day, and she makes this many tips a day. So what's 25 and 15?
40.
It's going to be 40. And now she's going to earn that for how many days? How much does she make? That's it. That's an easy one, people. And they pack 30 business envelopes. In each of them, there's packs 30 business in each of 25 boxes, and 20 envelopes in each of 20 boxes. How many envelopes are there? This is two-step. What would you have to do first? Can I add business envelopes and boxes? They're putting 30 in each of these. So what's the first thing I have to do to see how many envelopes there are altogether? Yeah. You're going to have many envelopes. 30 envelopes in one box, 30 in another, 30 in another, 30. You're going to have many. It's going to be 30 times 25. Plus, now those are business size envelopes. These are regular size envelopes in 20 boxes. Who knows what you have to do with this 30 and the 20? You're multiplying. because you can't add 30 envelopes and 20 boxes. You can't subtract that. You've got many of those, so it's going to be 30 times 20. We can do this in our head. What is 3 times a quarter? 75, and tack on a 0. So 750 plus, what's 3 times 2?
6.
Is 6, and I'm going to tack on how many zeros? 2. And then add them. Can you add this mentally? There you go. So 0 and 0 is 0. 0 and 5 is 5. 6 and 7 is 13. So there's this many envelopes. And both of those are right here. Alrighty. I think what we're going to do is probably do this one right here. The 18 and 19. Because what I'm going to have you do today is I'm going to have you finish all of these on this side. And then you won't have to do these, but because I don't want to talk tomorrow, I'm going to do these two. And after the test, you're going to finish the rest of them. So let's go ahead and you can use the same paper. Let's do the number 19. I'm sorry, the 18. And in fact, this today is 36. So this is going to be part of 37. It's actually, we started it, what, yesterday? That was 30.
But why do we have to do more after the test?
Because you're going to get done with the test early. So you have to have more practice on this. So on 18, let's just go ahead and start this, and I'll figure out the number in a second. So what could I do right here? Within this fraction. Gabriel, do you know what I would do first? If, and by the way, you mentioned parentheses, and normally that would be right, except because this subtraction sign is separating this and this, I can also do part of this. So in that fraction, what could I do first? You're going to add those. So 7 plus 3 is 10 over, now what is 2 times 2? So I'm going to put 4, because I don't want to put 2 steps in one. 4 plus the 1. Minus, now we're going to start doing this. Who knows what we need to do first inside this bracket? Divide, because it, please excuse my dear or dear mine, how it comes from left to right. So that's going to be 25 divided by 5 is 1, and then put down the times 2. And I think, honestly, I'm not going to have you do a whole nother step for this, because what's 4 plus 1? So what's 10 divided by 5? So we're going to put the 2 minus, what's 1 times 2? Which comes to 0. That is this answer. Then, on the number 19, what would you do first on this one? Oops, sorry, 19. You want to do 19. Thank you. Do what? Okay, within the parentheses, and actually, I could actually undo this also as we're writing it down. So I'm going to put the 24, because I can't do anything else, 24, plus, on this fraction, can I do 1 times 7? Which is 7. And then this one down here, what is 3 times 3? 9, plus 2 times 2 times 2. And if you need to write it out, 2 times 2 times 2. Thank you, Caitlin. It is 8. 2 times 2 is 4, and 4 times 2 is 8. Okay. Right. So that's going to be an 8. And then minus the 6. Gabriel, are you getting this down?
Yes, sir.
Okay. divided by, now this we can undo. Who knows what this is? It's going to be 25. 5 times 5 is 25. Then going back within this parentheses, I'm going to check your notes. I want to see that you're getting this down. So on this then, I'm going to go ahead and finish this fraction up. So this is 7 over, oh, this is ugly. I did something wrong. That's a minus. Nobody caught me. Okay. So this one we can do in our head actually. So what's 9 minus 8? So what's 7 divided by 1? 7. Because there's only one problem that comes out, or two that come out as a decimal. These should all come out as whole numbers. Minus the 6 divided by 25. So let's see if we can finish this up. What do we do first? Do we do the subtraction or the addition? The addition, because it's from left to right. So 24 plus 7 is 31 minus 6, and that whole thing divided by 25. 36 minus 6? 31 minus 6 is what? 25. And then 25 divided by 25 is 1. So, and that is this one. All right. So, what I'm going to have you do is you're going to go ahead and finish the rest of these. These should be very easy. If you want to get started, I believe, I know that we're not going to do these tomorrow. But I'm going to be assigning the, oh, and this is really simple here. Yes, ma'am? Well, then I need to give you a different one. On this one, this is just, and you can even circle it. These are super easy if you want to get started. It just says which operation needs to be done first. Which one needs to be done first on this? Oh, it is asking you to do the whole thing.
Can we just circle it out?
Well, you know, but it's actually asking, find the first one, do it. 3 times 9 is 27. What's 27 plus 8? Yeah, they are asking you to solve it. So actually, you don't need to tell me which one's done first. Just solve each of those. So I'm not going to have you do two things. Just solve each of these, and the answers are here. So once you get done with this, if you want to get a head start and do these maybe, just that. So all you'll have tomorrow is those. And any questions? You can begin. On this, you're doing all the rest of them. You're finishing it up. And then if you can, try to do these so you don't have that much to do tomorrow. And we are done.